Back to the old swamp build. I'm not going to put any trees in this set, but I do want to have like a really gnarled tree stump. I'm going to use the Dungeons by Hand circle jig, which you've seen me use in the fairy house build, to get the main shape for my stump first. This will be the trunk part of the tree, and the base I want a little bigger. I'm going to have like, I want a root system sort of similar to like mangroves. So then I have these two pieces here, slightly tapers as you can see, and then it kind of straightens out as it comes up. So this will just be a big tree stump when I'm done. Next I will turn once again to the trusty old pen style heat tool. Again, this will be my root system here. So I'm just going to basically carve that out like so. So I've created this basic shape. I'm now going to use some acetone and a cotton swab to go in here and make this look a little bit more organic. The acetone will take what's already there and just eat into the foam a bit and really make it look more natural. I'll use it to sort of soften all of those edges. And I'm just going to kind of streak it down the side here so you can see the texture and the pattern that it's taking on here now. The acetone's making that look more like tree bark. Next, I'll just glue these two pieces together. I'll base coat this now. So my next move was to go in, and I'm just doing some like hot glue bark, if you will, on this. I'm slowly squeezing the trigger and just laying in little thin strings and beads of different widths and thicknesses and heaviness, and just kind of building that up so that I get this barky texture here. And I'm going to hit that with a second coat of the base. All right, that's all dry, ready to go. I'm going to just hit all the outside with a dark brown, like a dark chocolate, and all this interior part with the golden brown. Using kind of a longer, looser bristled brush for this because I really have a lot of little crevices and hard to reach places that I need to get paint into. Again, this doesn't necessarily have to be a complete cover. I do actually want the black from the base to still be able to show through a bit. I mean, the name of the game really for me is to build up layers. Building up layers of texture, building up layers of color. The more little thin layers you build, especially in color, the more depth it has and the more realistic it looks. Like your skin, for example, the color isn't on the surface of your skin. Your skin is actually very translucent. The color you're seeing in your skin is layers and layers of color, muscle tissue and fat tissue and blood vessels and melanin and lots of layers of color building up to make that depth of color. Otherwise, we'd all look like cartoons, just very two-dimensional flat colors on the surface. And I try to mimic nature in my approach to crafting as well. So I know sometimes I take the long way around for things, or sometimes it seems like there's more steps involved than there needs to be, but it's intentional. I'm not just wasting time or overlooking anything normally. I'm just building up those layers of color and texture. I'm even intentionally sort of painting unevenly here. Some places it's a little bit more paint than others. I want there to be some variation. And I'll even go back and once it's beginning to dry, just sort of stipple and slap on a little bit more just to give it some more of that variation in the colors. And then I'll do the inside here in a little bit of an overbrush of the golden brown. Let's let that all dry. As per usual, I'm going to go with the Craftsmart Suede for the dry brush and just start hitting the highlights with that dry brush. So this is what we have now. It's already looking fantastic, I think. I love the inside here where it's decaying and breaking down. But we'll let this completely dry, really, really dry, and then we'll do our washes. I will start off with a coat of my homemade black wash first. I really want it to get down into all the little crevices there. I'll let that just sit and dry now. Next, I'll lay on some of my homemade brown wash. And just kind of a little bit less coverage this time, just sort of here and there. Okay, lastly for the washes, I'm going to go in and do like a little detail wash, just adding some random bits of muck and grime. And I'm going to use this, once again, the Seraphim Sepia and the Agrax Earthshade from Citadel. And one you may not have seen me use before, I'm using the Athonian Camo Shade. It's a green wash. And I'll just add in, as I said, just muck and grime here and there. I really want to focus on the inside of the trunk here where water would have been collecting. And now I'll come in with some of the Earthshade. I imagine water sort of spilling out over this, where this fills up in here and spills out. So I'm actually just letting the wash run down the front right here. And then lastly, again, I'm going to use the green wash here. I'm going to actually kind of drip this on around places. That should be good. And that really needs to sit and dry for quite some time. Okay, that's all dry and looking really good, I think. I need to do some flocking on here. I'll have some flocking around the base and a little bit in here and maybe around here. And just really make this thing look mossy. And there we have that. Again, this is just the ground up floral moss. I'm very pleased with the way this looks, although I think it could use one more thing. What could it be?
Mushrooms!
And there it is. I have some mushrooms growing in there, and I made some more shelf fungus for the outside. I am very, very pleased with the effect here. I'm going to have it here probably, and then the water, when I pour the resin, it'll be in and around the base of this. And I'll flock it in with more of this to kind of blend it, and maybe I'll have some little critters in there. But that's the little tree stump piece that I wanted to add to the swamp build.